So yeah, there we go. Recording is in progress. So yeah, we're very proud of our school song, and your children will come home singing that. So it will be one of those songs that goes over and over in your head. Your feet will be tapping. So welcome to this evening. My name is Meg Dudding, and this is Kevin Fry. We are the co-heads of school. We are just going to share our screen. Hold on. Sarah, can you see that?
Yeah.
Great. So I'll just wait for it to load. Okay, so this evening's meeting is for new parents to give you a bit more background information and things you need to know before your children start. So just a couple of introductions really. So I've talked about us here. You'll get very familiar with us. We've got an assistant head, Mr. Jones, who some of you may have met on the tours last week. We've also got Sarah Birch here, who is our new early years lead. Sarah, do you want to give everyone a wave?
Hi, hello everyone.
She's going to be talking to you shortly. The teachers for reception and the LSAs for reception, we have not finalised yet. We'll know that after half term. So as soon as we know that, we'll let you know. We'll send you their names and their photographs so you can be really familiar and start talking to your children about who they are. Other people who you may have come into contact with already, Alex Maxwell and Avril Stocks in the office. Please feel free to email them. They're absolutely fantastic and will help you with any question that you've got. And we've also got a family link worker, Chris Williams. Again, so if you've got any questions, he is more than happy to help. Okay.
Okay, so you may have had a chance to look at some of the materials on the website, look at some of our videos, and recently came on a tour, an outdoor tour of our school. And what this page just simply shows is what our school vision is all about. A successful place, a successful organization, a successful school has a very clear vision, and ours is rooted in love. This is a piece of work that we did a few years ago, not long ago, where we took a passage from the Bible. They are like trees that grow beside a stream, they flourish in everything they do. And from that, we took rooted in love as our visionary motto, whereby everything that we do here in this place, in our community, we do it because we love it. We love our learning. We love being with our friends. We love working with our parents and carers. We love keeping each other safe. And so that is exactly what we are about. And you can see that our emblem below Rooted in Love was inspired by a competition of the children and was created by a member of staff. Whereby the roots, everything that we do underpins what we do here. And then you kind of got the three words coming off the branches, safe, mindful and ready. We'll talk about those a little bit more in depth later on to do with the behaviour policy. And then actually what enables us to show that we are rooted in love are our 12 core values of the school. And you can see them in the green box below. And these are the values that we talk regularly about in our in-class learning and also our assemblies. And so it's widely talked about and displayed right throughout the school. So recently, for the past few years, we've been a part of our Academy Trust, which is called the Diocese of Bristol Academies Trust. We call them DBAT. They refer to themselves as DBAT. And we've been a part of this trust, as I said, for a number of years. We're a part of a Bristol hub. So there are other schools as a part of DBAT in Swindon and Wiltshire. But primarily because we're in the Bristol hub, we also have close partnerships with Eastern Academy and Fish Ponds, and you can see their logos there. So it really gives us a really excellent opportunity to work collaboratively with other schools to learn and share expertise and to be able to support one another, through our school development plans. So it's been a really exciting journey for us, and we're very grateful to be able to work with other schools in order to support our children in their learning. Okay, so just would like to take this opportunity to welcome our new early years lead, Sarah Birch. We're very excited by the recent appointment of Sarah because not only is she an unbelievable early years teacher, but also the level of leadership and knowledge that she's going to be able to provide our amazing school. So Sarah, without further ado, did you want to, I hope that was a good enough introduction to you. But also just to let us know a bit about your background and a little bit about who you are.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I'm Sarah Birch, and I'm going to just talk a little bit about, the early years and what you can expect when your children are in reception. But me, I have been teaching for, I don't know, about 20 years, something like that. Most of it in reception. Early years is my passion, but particularly teaching reception is my passion. I feel totally privileged to be able to teach children on their first step on their schooling journey. I feel it's a total privilege to be able to be in reception teaching, and I absolutely love it. So that's what I've done for most of my teaching career, as well as teaching. I'm also what we call an SLE, which is a specialist leader in education, and my specialism is reception. So I run training and go into other schools to support their early years settings. So that's just another role that I have as well. So I will be the early years lead at St Mary Redcliffe. I haven't started yet. I start in September, but I'm doing lots of work at the school at the moment. And I will also be one of the reception teachers. So that will be my role from September, and I can't wait. It's going to be great. So reception, coming to reception, I think the first thing to say is we understand that it's a really big step. It's a really big step for children. It's a really big step for families. My eldest started in reception. He's nearly finished reception now. And even though I know all about reception, that feeling of when you're sending your child to school for the first time is huge, and we know it's super emotional. So we are here to support you through that, to support your children and to support you as families on this step. So we are here, we are on the phone, we are via email, we are here to answer any questions. And if you've just got small concerns, don't feel that they are small, please talk to us and let us know, because we know how important this transition is for children. We really want to get it right for you and for your children, so that we can start September, those three things of ready, safe, mind. I'm not going to get them right now, am I? But those, and that's what,
with a growth mindset, we believe in you.
we know how important it is to get this transition right and to make sure that you and your children are happy coming into school in September. So whatever we can do to support you in doing that, we are there to do it for you. So reception, early years foundation stage. Reception is the last year in the early years. So it's a document that we have that takes children through from birth to 5. So reception is the last year of the early years. And when children are in reception, you can expect to have, for your children to have a balance between adult directed teaching and then free play, or what we call child initiated learning. So throughout each day, there will be a mixture of exploration, play, whole class sessions or teaching, group work, and then taught group work, as well as kind of independent group work as well. And that will change slightly through the year. When children start in September, we will have all of those things, but they will look different to how they will look at this time of year. So at the beginning of the year, we do have those whole class sessions, but they're about learning routines, about coming together, about learning to listen to each other, and learning how to be in a classroom with 30 other children, which we know for some children is different from what they've had at preschool or at nursery. So that's what you can expect. The early years foundation stage is split into 7 areas of learning. So they are personal, social and emotional development, communication and language, physical development, literacy, maths, understanding the world, and expressive art and design. And you will see through the year and through our teaching and our curriculum that all 7 of areas of learning will be included in the curriculum in our teaching. You know, we really believe that each of the areas of learning are important. And so through our teaching and our provision, you will see those 7 areas. So when your children come to school, we will spend time observing them, playing with them, getting to know your children, so that we can understand who they are as people, what interests them. And then that allows us to plan our curriculum, our activities that will meet their needs and meet the expectation of the curriculum. We use online learning diaries at St Mary Redcliffe in order to record that learning. And when your children start and we have it all set up, you will be able to have logins for that so that you can see what's happening in the classroom and see what your children have been learning about. And then also add in your own learning, because we know so much learning happens at home and happens with families. And we really believe that, you know, we do it all together. We're one part, school is one part of that learning, and families are such a crucial part of that. So then just thinking about your children coming to school and some things that you can do to prepare your children for school. There are some things that are really helpful for us at school that your children can do before they come to school. So using the toilet independently, really important that they understand when they need the toilet and then can go to the toilet themselves. Obviously at the beginning we are there and we, you know, take them through and show them so they know where they are and they know how to access them. We will do all of that to support them, but it is really helpful for us if they can use it independently. And then other things for them to do, putting on and taking off coats independently. I'm sure you can imagine if there are 30 children who don't know how to put their coats on, then that is something that will take up quite a lot of the day. So if they can put on and take off their coat and shoes as well, shoes and socks, be able to put on shoes and socks, because, you know, we're play-based and we play all the time. Children take shoes off all the time. So if they can be able to put them on and off themselves, that's really helpful. And then recognising their name, so that if we've got coat pegs or drawers or whatever we have at school, or if they can recognise their name, that is really helpful as well. And then to prepare your children for school, it's a long time, isn't it? I always think that 6-week summer holiday. So we have all this lovely bit here where we get to know each other and your children will come in, and we're going to talk about that kind of transition process and the induction process in a minute. But we have all these lovely things and we all get to know each other, and then we have 6 weeks, which when you're 4 is a long time, where we just don't, you know, schools are shut, we're not there. So if you can talk to your children about school through the summer, we will you know, have books for you to look at with photographs and things like that of the classroom, so that you'll be able to look through it and maybe walk past school through the summer holidays. You know, this is your walk to school, this is where you're going to go. Do you remember that's where your classroom is? All of that, just to make sure school is on their mind through that 6 weeks. Do you know, the other thing that I do before the summer holidays is I start getting ready, because I know through the summer we're going to bed late, we're getting up late, we're not dressed by 9 o'clock. So that couple of weeks before September, I start getting the children into a routine of going to bed early, getting up, getting breakfast, getting dressed, so that you don't hit the, whatever date it is, 5th of September or whatever, that it's not suddenly we've got to get children up and ready, that you're already in that mindset of being ready for school in the mornings. And then lastly, get excited. We are really excited about your children coming to school and coming to our school. And even if maybe you're feeling a little bit anxious about it, try and be really excited for your children, because we're really excited to meet them. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Sarah. That was really, really useful to hear, I'm sure, and reassuring for you parents. So thank you so much. Here on the screen, we've just put an example of what a day in reception might look like. Every day is different in reception, but we just thought this might be helpful for you to see the kind of days. So you've got a mixture there, as kind of Sarah already talked about, of direct teaching and then exploration. And what we've tried to do in the afternoons is really extend that time for children to have as much exploration time as possible. Because there's nothing worse than getting stuck into something and then someone telling you to pack away and it's break time or lunchtime, whatever it might be. So yeah, really trying to extend that afternoon time where they can really get stuck into what they're interested in, and the teachers can interact with them that way. So that's kind of an example of what a day would look like.
Some of you may have some questions regarding how we work with behaviour here at St Mary Redcliffe Primary School, and we've really drastically altered our approach ever so recently, given what's happened through COVID and some training that both Meg Dudding and I have recently been on through training called Pivotal, which is inspired by the book When the Adult Changes, Everything Changes by the author Paul Dix. And ultimately, it's based around quality first conduct by all members of staff and really calm, consistent behaviour. Okay, so we don't do detentions, we don't have kind of missing playrooms or anything like that. We firmly establish our behaviour based on the 3 simple rules. And Sarah, well done. Top points for remembering those as well, around being safe, mindful, and ready, which spell out SMR. And actually, the children are able to remember these, researchers told us, and from the pupil voice, that they understand what these words mean, and that everything that we do, every conversation that we have, when talking about our learning, it's around safe, mindful, and ready. And as a school, we focus on the positive before we look for the bad learning behaviours or the negative learning behaviours. So wherever possible, we always identify those who are being safe, mindful, and ready. And if we do see some low-level behavior, or whether there's behavior that we need to step in and intervene, it's based around the restorative process, where the child is given three kind of steps: the reminder, the caution, or if I don't see that you're being safe, we need to have a little conversation later on, just a gentle caution. The last chance is when there's a 30-second discussion about how you're feeling and how is the action affecting others around you. And then if it continues, then we ask for the child to take a moment. And this is a period of time where they just have a quiet moment in a safe space in the classroom, and just to have a good reflection about what's happening right now and how they can best improve. And then following that, the really, really important aspect, which is having a restorative conversation with the class teacher or class adult, whereby we can self-regulate and identify strategies in order to improve our behaviour. But there, in a nutshell, is our behaviour policy and how we approach and work with behaviour at St Mary Redcliffe Primary School. Okay,
so school uniform. This will be exciting. Get them ready over the summer. My nephew always used to put his school uniform on in the summer holidays, so I'm sure your children will be the same. It's adorable. So this shop is on East Street. At the moment, you have to book, I think, to go in. So if you just follow this link on the website, I think you can book an appointment, you can order, and you can go in and try things on that way. Some of you may wish to use second-hand uniform, which is absolutely fine. You can contact the school in advance to September, or in the first week that your child comes in, the PTA will run a tea and tissues event in the hall, which is basically like a coffee morning where you can come in, meet some other parents, and there'll be lots of old but good quality school uniform that you could pick up there, because we know what it's like. Children lose things all the time, and you may just wish to have some spare things there. So that's absolutely fine. You're more than welcome. It's a really good event to come to. The PTA will send out some more information nearer the time. So come along to teas and tissues. But yeah, follow this link for school uniform. This there is also your children do not have to wear the jumpers with the logos on. We appreciate they are quite expensive, and you may just wish to get a burgundy jumper from Asda or Tesco. So you are more than welcome to do that. Okay, so don't worry if it doesn't have the logo on, as long as it's a maroon jumper or cardigan, a white t-shirt, and black and grey trousers, skirt, or in the summer shorts. That is absolutely fine. For PE, the children just wear black trousers or shorts and a white t-shirt. So that's really simple to get, and DAPs or trainers. Okay, please, 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 please put your name in absolutely everything. Coats, shoes, socks, anything. You wouldn't believe how much lost property we get at school. So yeah, if you put your name in it, you're going to get it back. So that's a job for the summer holidays.
Okay, a little bit of snack time. Children in reception each day get a piece of fresh fruit or vegetables, and that's provided for when they go out and have their lovely break time. And prior to your children's 5th birthday, milk is also provided up until their 5th birthday, and thereafter water will be provided. Okay.
Okay, so lunchtime. So our school dinners are cooked fresh on site. Here's a picture of our dinner ladies at Christmas, very festive. So they work for a company called Sodexo, and yeah, it's all freshly cooked on site. So school meals have to be booked in advance, and we'll talk to you about that in a minute. But so they're booked and paid for in advance, and they cost £2.30. But because your children are in reception up till year 2, they're actually free, because all children up until year 2 get free school meals. So you don't need to worry about that, but you do need to choose what your children are having. Every day there's a hot option. There is a jacket potato option. There's obviously vegetarian, halal, and it's on a 3-week cycle. Okay, so in a minute I'm going to show you an example of what that looks like. The first couple of weeks, the teachers will go into the hall with the children, just to kind of familiarise them with the routine and kind of make sure that children are eating, and we can feed back to you if, for example, you've ordered them a jacket potato, but actually they don't eat any of it. We'll of course, give them something else to start with, but we'll keep feeding back to you. It might be the case that actually they're really not eating anything. Could you try packed lunch for a couple of days, or whatever it might be? So we'll keep talking to you, but this is an example of a weekly menu.
It is delicious. I have slowly but surely stopped having a packed lunch, because the dishes that our cooks provide, they're absolutely excellent, really, really enjoyable.
So the children go into the hall to have their lunch. Like I say, the teachers will be there to start with, and then there's either LSAs from the class, and we also have staff that come in just for lunchtime and support the children in the hall, and then go up to the playground with them.
Excellent. Definitely one of the highlights of the working week is our forest school. So one of the best thing about our community and our school is the fact that we're right on the edge of a park, beautiful park, and have really quick, easy access to our forest school site. So children reception will do forest school right the way through the year, and it usually starts around term 2 once the children have settled into their classes with their friends and with their teachers. As I said, the site is located very close to the school, and this is definitely where we would love to ask you to come along and volunteer and help and support this wonderful piece of learning with the children. For you to get stuck in there with the children, to be able to learn and play whilst in our forest school. On forest school days, we do ask for the children to come into school in their forest school kits. Now, this is obviously outdoor weather wear, so we're talking Wellington boots and a really good warm layers, nice waterproof coat, just in case the weather were to open up. Obviously, when this starts, you'll be provided more information as to what happens at these sessions, and information about volunteering and things like that. But it's such an excellent part of the working week.
Okay, so communication. So at St Mary Redcliffe, we have weekly newsletters that go out to parents, and these are emailed to you. So our main form of communication is via email and text, and these come through School Gateway. On the website, each class has a page, and each week the teachers update these with some photos and some comments either from children or the teachers about what they've been learning. So this is a really nice place for you to, you're lucky in reception because you'll also get what's it called, the early years where they do observations on.
EXAT.
You have
EXAT,
yeah. So sorry, my mind went blank. So you'll get pictures throughout the day of your children's learning, but across the rest of the school don't get that. So this is where the class website is really good. because you'll be able to pop on there on the weekend and have a look at what's been going on. School Gateway is our source of where you use, sorry, Miss Fay, can you move that out of the way?
Sorry.
Is where you can pay for things, and for example, school meals and trips. We don't take cash at school anymore, so everything is done via the School Gateway system. Once your child has started, and it has to be once they're actually in school, then the office can basically click a button and it all goes live, and you'll be sent some instructions about how to get onto Gateway, and then you can download the app or just use it online, and then you'll start getting the information from school, and you'll be able to order meals and things online. The office wanted me to really make this clear. If you don't register, you will miss out on important messages. So please, please make sure we have up-to-date phone numbers, email addresses, and if any of this changes, do let us know so we can keep in touch. All right. Okay. So moving on to transition. Ooh. So at the moment, the nurseries that your children go to are starting to send information over to us at school. And the teachers will start using that information to create the classes. And when we're creating the classes, we're thinking about a balance of boys and girls. We're looking at need. So for example, if children come with special educational needs, we're looking at trying to balance that across the classes. Yeah, so that the classes are even, if you like. So what we'll do is once we've created the classes, we'll split the children into group 1 and 2. So there'll be 4 groups across the year group. And we'll send these to you by Monday, the 14th of June. Okay, so that you can get planning and make sure you've got childcare in place for September. So from there, we will have some stay and play sessions. So this is an opportunity for you and your child to come and visit the classroom, meet the teacher and the LSA, and you'll come in a small group. So there may be sort of 6 to 8 children. You'll be given a time slot where you come, for example, for an hour, and your child will have a chance to play, interact with others, and you'll get a chance to chat to the teacher, and the teacher will get a chance to know your child. Okay, and that will be on Monday, the 5th of July and Wednesday, the 7th of July. So you'll be emailed time slots. Then from there, we'll do, this is the plan, COVID dependent, home visits. The reason we do home visits is it's a really good opportunity for the teachers to get to know you and see your child in a comfortable environment. So all being well, the teachers will come to your house. It's a 15-20 minute appointment, and they'll just run through some questions, and it'll be a chance for you to ask any questions you've got as well. Again, you'll be emailed a time slot, depending on your group and location of the teachers where they're going. So that will be emailed out to you really soon as well. Okay, so that's something to look forward to, and that will happen on the week of the 12th of July. We can't, please, it's a really difficult thing to try and organize 60 home visits. So yeah, if you could try and be at your house for that time, that would be really appreciated. Otherwise the teachers might miss you. If we can't do home visits this year due to COVID, we will either do them where we invite you into school, which is what we did last year, or we might do them virtually. So fingers crossed we can come to your houses and the teachers can meet you in your homes, but we will keep you posted on that. But again, Alex will email these slots to you. Then looking at September. So we're using a model that we've used before, which has worked really, really well. So the first week, which is the starting Monday, the 6th of September, group 1 will come in for the mornings and group 2 will come in for the afternoons. Okay, so you'll bring your child at 8:45 and collect them at 11:45 if you're in group 1. And if you're in group 2, you'll come at 1 and pick up your children at 3:20. And that will be through the red gate at the front of the school. Then in week 2, we're going to introduce them to having lunch at school. Again, in much smaller groups, so we can really teach them how the routine works and get them used to it and familiar. So the week of the 13th, group 1 will come in for Monday and Tuesday morning. So they'll come in till 12 o'clock. They'll have had lunch and then they get picked up. And then we'll have the afternoon group from 1 till 3:20. On Wednesday, we'll go back to like the previous week and just have a morning and afternoon group. And then on Thursday and Friday, we'll swap round. So group 1 will come in the afternoon, so they get to see what the afternoon session is like. And group 2 will come in for the morning and get to stay for lunch. This way, every child will have been able to have experience coming in the morning, coming in for the afternoon, and having a couple of lunch sessions. So by week 3, when the children start full time, hopefully they'll feel ready and settled. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. And again, like I said, we'll send you whatever group your child is in on the 14th of June. So that's not long to wait.
Excellent. So in terms of the important paperwork, this has been emailed to all our families. So thank you in advance for those who have completed the paperwork and sent it back to us. But we do have the deadline of Monday, the 7th of June, which is after the half-term holiday. So please, please, please get the paperwork completed by then. If you do require paper copy, then the office are more than happy to provide a pack of paperwork. That's absolutely no problem. And shortly, we will be sending out our welcome leaflet with further information shortly. We're just putting the final touches to it at the moment. So, as previously discussed, in terms of lunches, all reception children are entitled to free school meals. But we do ask for parents and carers to complete the data collection form so we can check eligibility for pupil premium funding. Now, this funding goes directly to the school in order to support children in terms of extra provision, support, trips and wraparound care. So we please do ask to complete this, the forms. And if you need any help, then we are always on hand at the other end of the telephone to be able to support you with this.
Fantastic. Okay, so what we've done is we've just put some FAQs together because we felt like these are questions that we often get asked. So many of you might be thinking them. So we'll just run through those, and then what we'll do is we'll open up to questions that some of you might have. So a question we often get asked is, what is the school's approach to collective worship and RE? So we are a Church of England school and we have collective worship daily. Reception don't come to that at the start, but they do as the year goes on. So we have collective worship in different forms throughout the week. So on Monday is normally to do with our value. We have phase assemblies, we have class assemblies, we have singing assembly, and we have celebration assembly. So throughout the week, we use assembly and collective worship interchangeably. We do invite the children to pray or to have a moment of reflection. As I'm sure you know, we're a very diverse community. So some children may not wish to pray, they may just take a quiet moment at that time, and that is absolutely fine. We do RE every week, and in reception they might do it through a block of learning instead of weekly. And we cover a range of faiths throughout their time at Smoke Redcliffe, and they also have opportunities to visit other places of worship.
Other questions that we've had in the past is around attendance. As a school, we believe, and the research shows, that regular attendance supports every child's progress and attainment, not just in their learning, but also their social interactions with their friends. We find that where there is persistent absence, a day here, a day there, that the children generally find it very, very hard socially and to be able to kind of keep up what's happening on a day-to-day basis. So we do, encourage really positive school attendance every single week. We do get asked questions about holidays during term time. Now we follow the Bristol City Council's approach. Unless there is an exceptional reason as to why absence needs to be taken during term time, then the holiday, for an example, will be unauthorized. Okay, but where you feel like there is an exceptional reason, there is a form to complete usually, and there can be a discussion off the back of that. All right, we're very open to listening to things that are going on, because life circumstances and such, everyone's different, so we remain flexible and reflective of what's happening there. And in a normal non-COVID year, we do provide a service called the walking bus, which happens every morning, where a group of staff, usually us actually, we collect children from the Redcliffe Children's Centre and then walked from the Redcliffe Children's Centre from 8 a.m. and walked into school. The children are then able to join Breakfast Club for free and enjoy a smooth start to the day. So hopefully come September, this is something that we will be able to offer when the children first join. Okay,
so wraparound care. So from September, we are going to be, well, from next term actually, we're working with Moose Club, who are another after school club, which they're going to be running at Victoria Park Primary School, which is just across the at the bottom of the park. So what's going to happen is our children are going to be collected from here, and 2 members of staff and 1 member of staff from Moose will walk them over to Victoria Park. So there'll be a sort of half-an-hour handover, and then our staff will leave. If you are, they do take reception children, they don't take nursery, they do take reception. If you are interested in booking this, please go directly to their website, and your children will get collected from here and taken over there. Breakfast club, we run our own breakfast club. This opens at 8 o'clock every morning, and it is held in our hall. You must book before your children come, you can't just turn up. Again, you'll use the Gateway app to do so. Sessions cost £2.50, and obviously your child will be given breakfast. If your child is pupil premium, and we'll know that from when you filled in the forms, this can be paid by the school. Okay. We do run after school clubs, but most of them don't cater for reception, definitely not to start with, because you'll find your children are very tired to start with. It's quite a long day, it's quite full on. So yeah, there won't be clubs for reception children, definitely in the first 2 terms, and we'll see how we're getting on in the summer terms.
Obviously, you'll be very keen to know, when can we come into the class, and how often can we be a part of the class learning? So as a school, again, a usual year without COVID, we try our very best in order to host a number of curriculum afternoons where you'll be invited to come into the school to see what your child has been learning. And this happens right the way across the school. We love these days, and we miss them dearly, to invite all our parents and carers onto site to see what our children have been learning. And this is something that we cannot wait to get back up and running again. And then whenever there's an educational visit or a for school days, again, we'd love for you to come and support and help our learning. So yeah, you'll hear more about these later on in the near future. Yep.
Okay, and then one final question which we often have is about how will the school support my child if they have additional needs? So as I said before, you're going to have an opportunity to meet one-to-one with the teacher. So this is a really good chance for you to talk to the teacher about any worries you have, any information you have. It might be that your child struggles with hearing, or you think they might have got problems with hearing. Anything, no matter how small it is, make sure you tell the teacher, because then you can work together in order to support your child. The nursery is obviously passing on information which may help the school. We will work with you to support your child's needs. We have a Senko called Liz Radner, so she's full-time in school, and we also have a nurture and inclusion lead. So they will work together to support the teachers to put in targets. And if your child does have additional needs, we have what's called a pupil passport, which has 3 targets on, linked directly to your child's needs. And then you meet with the teacher 3 times a year to review these and to talk through how your child's getting on and making progress. We work closely with external agencies. So for example, occupational therapists, speech and language therapists, the educational psychologists. So all these experts, if you like, help to create a picture if we need that. The school buys in a speech and language therapist for half a day a week. Again, and particularly lower down the school, we often identify needs, and she can work with children directly or with teachers to provide intervention. Okay. Brilliant. Right, that's the end of our slides. So now it's over to question time.
What I'll do is, well, I'll stop recording as well.